Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of BleachAndManga.com. My name is Marcus, better known to you all as the mighty LF1, and I'm here today to give you a verbal summary of the current setup for the One Piece RP. Now, I just want to say right off the bat that I'm doing this totally off the cuff, no prior preparation, so yeah, if I start to waffle or trip over my own words, I ask that you put up with it and keep watching, because I feel like, despite all the gaffes I might make, all questions you may still have will be answered. So, getting right into it, I'll skip over the issue of ranks and stats, since I feel that we're all on the same page as far as those are concerned, and dive straight into the matter of tiers, which is actually the main reason I decided to make this video, to be honest, because I just can't seem to hack it in terms of a written explanation. So I'll just bring up the page. Yeah, alright, so tiers are defined by certain ranks. I think we're all good with that. Yeah, as for what each tier provides, basically there are a certain number of skills you can have per tier, but the number of ability slots you have per tier is set. So for tier 1, you only get 2 skills, and you have 6 abilities in total. In tier 2, you can choose to have another skill if you like, so you can have 2 or 3 skills, and you have 8 total ability slots. For tier 3, excuse me, you have the same number of skills you had previous tier, and a total of 11 ability slots. For tier 4, you can choose another skill again, so you have between 2 and 4 skills, and a total of 14 ability slots. Tier 5, you have the same number of skills you had in tier 4, and you get 18 ability slots. And tier 6, you can choose yet again to have another skill, so you have between 2 and 5, and a total of 22 ability slots. Now, you can choose to distribute these ability slots as you like between your skills. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you had, say you had a rank 10 / tier 6 dude with only 2 skills, that person could choose to have 2 abilities in his first skill and 20 in his second, or 3 in his first skill and 19 in his second, and so on and so forth. Now, to address the issue of skills, I've just received a couple of questions about this. That is, what constitutes a skill? Well, as to that, the skill refers to an entire school of techniques. So, devil fruits would be a classic example. You know, a devil fruit by itself is a skill. The applications of that devil fruit would be called abilities. So Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi, for example, is a skill, and all his myriad of different techniques would be his abilities, like his hawk rifle, jet gatling, jet pistol, elephant gatling, and on and on. Or Zoro with his Santoyu, he's got his cannons of various poundage. Actually, now I think about it, it's about the only technique name I've ever heard from him. Yeah, that's beside the point. And also regarding abilities, I want to talk about their cooldowns, because even though no one thought that up yet, I still feel like there might be a matter of confusion for some of you. Now, an ability's cooldown by default is 1 post, and the total cooldown is that 1 default post plus the difference between the number of its strengths and of its weaknesses. So if you had an ability with, let's say, 3 weaknesses, oh no, 3 weaknesses, shite, 3 3 strengths and 2 weaknesses, that would come to a difference of 1. So you'll add that to the 1 default post for a total cooldown of 2 posts. And again, in terms of strengths and weaknesses, if they affect stats at all, you'll have to list each stat affected as a separate strength or weakness. So, say, for the sake of argument, we'll talk about boost of Shokuhaki. That would boost strength and defense. You would list that each separately so that together they will come to a total of 2 strengths. And yeah, same deal for weaknesses. Let's see, what else have I got on my list? No, skills was actually the last thing I had on my list. Skills and abilities, that is. But I still feel like there's more I could address. Let's see. Oh yeah, devil fruits. Oh god, I'm really tired. Devil fruits. Yeah. So I don't want to single anyone out, but I have seen some people proclaiming that they would like to reserve devil fruits, as in have their crew hold them, but not actually eat them. Now, as I've already said in the discussion thread, I don't have a problem with this as long as the devil fruit you hold on to is not named. And the reason for that, I would think, is quite obvious. I want to give everybody the maximum opportunity to have the devil fruit they want as possible. But if, to use an example that's been brought up in the thread, the Moku Moku no Mi, say someone, an admiral level person was holding on to it, and a new person joined up, they'd be an ensign, and they wanted the Moku Moku no Mi. How would they get that? Reasonably speaking, there's no way in hell they'd win it through combat. At least not with the captain. So yeah, that's a bit unfair. But that said, if you are portraying yourself as holding on to a devil fruit, and at some point you do want to eat it and gain the powers, then you can do that. You can make a direct reference to the fruit you want, as long as it hasn't already been taken. But until that point, you'll have to keep it general and non-specific. I'm sorry if that restricts some people too much, but that's the final judgment on that matter. It'll just get into too many arguments otherwise. And this is something else too. Oh yeah, graded swords. To be honest, I did not foresee that issue at all when I first made the thread and everything first got up and running. It's been proposed that access to graded swords should be dependent on rank, on rank, or what was it? Rank or just sheer RP portrayal. That's right. Basically, if you can think up a reasonable scenario in which your character might have a sword that would otherwise be considered above his grade, then that would be fine. And I don't see a problem with that. I mean, even though we know how many swords there are of each grade, not every single one has been named yet. So I can foresee a lot of tussles over the named swords, especially Mihawks. What was it called? Yoru or something. That'll just have to. That'll be between the concerned parties. And the way I see it is that if you've got a particular sword and someone else wants that sword, then they have every right to challenge you for it. But in saying that, you have every right to refuse that challenge. And incidentally, the same thing goes for the pirate titles too, like Yonko and Shichibukai. So that just adds another dimension to the RP, in my opinion. And that, no, that's not about it, because crews too. Yeah. I think it would go without saying that each person can be a member of or a captain of only one crew at a time. Unless, like God of War has mentioned, you want a fleet, in which case the captain is technically a captain of many crews. That's still fine though. That's you can only be a member of one of those crews if you're not the captain. Yeah, so that is about it. I apologise for the stops and starts and the rambling and yeah, just the general wishy-washiness. To be honest, this is the first time I've done anything like this, so yeah, it's a steep learning curve, it turns out. But yeah, I hope that's cleared up any questions you might still have been harbouring about the whole thing. If not, feel free to ask me all the questions you want. And otherwise, I hope to get this thing up and running soon. I imagine it'll probably be at least another week before that actually does happen, because I actually have a lot going on at the moment, uni-wise. And it's the threads, so there's the introductory threads and event threads and all that kind of crap that will take forever to write. Oh yeah, and if I'm also looking for somebody to do artwork for advertisements in the divisional notice boards, as well as for the threads themselves. So if you feel like taking up that mantle, then please, by all means, let me know. I'd really appreciate it. I mean, the most sophisticated image editing software I've got on my computer is just Microsoft Paint. So if we decide to go with stick figures, that would be ideal. But anything more detailed than that, and yeah, I'm at a loss. So that's it. Transmission end.